There are lots of tables already built for you in analytics, so some users will never need to build their own. If you click on the Tables tab on the right hand side, under the drop down box underneath, there's all the different types of tables that we've already built for you that you can just pick off the shelf and use on whatever you're selecting on the left hand side. So for example, if I wanted to use a performance table, on the left hand side, go find something to throw against it, maybe a sector, unit trust and OIC sector. Let's go and grab the global sector, click on add, and then just click on generate. And that provides me with exactly what I wanted, a performance table showing lots of different time periods on that sector average. Now take that a little further, back to the main screen. What about if I wanted to look at every single fund within that sector, not just the sector average? Well, I can just simply click on that second tick box, then click on generate table, and now I'll get a much bigger table. Every single fund within that sector is now listed. I can resort the order perhaps over 5 years, shows me the best fund over 5, and I can even do things like colour code the quartile at the top, so blue is first, second green, yellow third, and red fourth. Now you don't just have to look at cumulative performance, we have actually got a series of different performance tables, so you can toggle between discrete, annualized, cumulative, etc. And equally, if you do want to toggle between the different tables, you can just simply open that up, and I might want to throw that entire sector into something like a ratio table that will invariably show me lots of different ratios over set periods. And again, click on generate. And there we have it, exactly that, the same 346 funds thrown into a slightly different table, showing me ratios from alpha all the way across to volatility. So that applies to anything you've got on the left-hand side, whether it's a fund, whether it's an entire sector, or indeed an entire portfolio. I can throw that data into any one of these tables and suck out different bits of data from our database. But what about if I want to build my own table and actually dictate the fields of data that are in that table? Well, over on the right-hand side, it's under the Reports tab, and it's a little feature called Custom Table. And first, because it's a custom feature, you're not going to have any custom tables built into the system by default, so you've got to build your own. And to do that, you start by clicking Report Builder. Now, much like every other part of analytics, this feature as well works from left to right. You've got all of the fields of our database over here on the left-hand side, and your table is ready and waiting for you to construct over on the right. And it's a simple case of finding the fields of data you want. You can have 1 field, 70 fields, it's entirely up to you, and start adding them. So for my table, I just want to start with maybe a few performance periods. Now performance, you can have cumulative, discrete, rolling, user defined. I just want cumulative, maybe 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. So 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. Now probably worth pointing out that those periods are going to be up until month end because I've asked for it, but if I want last price, as in 5 years up until yesterday, I can do last price or quarter end, year end, self-explanatory. My table also wants some ratios, but I don't want all of the weird and wonderful ratios. I just simply want volatility over 3 years and click on add. And even those of us that have been using analytics for some time won't know where every single field is on the left. There are obviously quite a few of them. So if I want to find anything, there's a search tab at the very top here, and you'll see this throughout quite a few of the features in analytics. So if I wanted to find crown rating, for example, just start typing in buzzwords like crown. It will invariably find it, minimizes everything else, expands crown rating, and I can add that across, and I can keep going. And once I've finished, I can just click on the save icon, save that under a particular name, maybe like my fund research table, click on save, and it will be waiting for me back on the main screen. You can move the order as well, so if you do make a mistake, obviously you've got the delete icons on the right, but if I wanted crown rating to be the first field on my table, I can stretch that up to the top, and that changes the order. You can make as many tables as you like, so you might want a table for when you're looking at model portfolios, you might want a table for when you're looking specifically at funds, and as I said earlier, you can also play around with the amounts of data you pull out of the system. You might want a table that just looks at the crown rating, then just build that, or you might want a table that has, as we said before, kind of 70 fields of data that really goes into intricate detail. Save as many of those as you like, work your way back to the main screen and start using it. So here we are back on the main screen, and you'll find all of those save tables you're creating is simply under report layout. So I'll scroll down and go and select my fund research table that I've created in the past. I still want to throw that against that entire sector over on the left, and again click on generate. And again, same 346 funds as before, but you'll notice lots of different fields of data this time, including platform availability. And these are the fields of data that I'm interested in looking at. And again, I can color code the quartiles, I can resort the order, and I can start comparing them against one another in greater detail by ticking these little boxes on the right, clicking fund comparison and chart, and segueing into those features as well. Another use case here is maybe on portfolios. So if I take away the sector on the left-hand side, under the portfolio tab on the left hand side, I might want to throw that against maybe a portfolio, a client portfolio. So if I go and grab my client Keith Baker, add him in, exactly the same as a sector. I don't want to look at the entire portfolio in this instance. I want to look at every single fund within that portfolio. So second tick box, and again click on generate. And I'm not going to get 356 rows of data because I'm just looking at the funds within Keith Baker's portfolio, which indeed there are 11 of them, and there they are. Now, just to mix this up a bit, just to show you the different use cases for this, on the left-hand side, I've now got model portfolios. This could be a range of in-house models that I've created myself, or maybe some outsourced models that we use with a various DFM, MPS provider. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to use a slightly different table. I don't want to use the same fund research table because that was configured specifically for when I'm looking at funds. I'm now looking at portfolios, so I've got my model research table available, and click on generate. And here's my new table. It goes and drags the relevant bits of information that I want to look at when it comes to a model: performance, expense, volatility, drawdown, etc. And again, I can color code quartiles, resort the order, etc. So I hope you found that tutorial useful. Really can't stress enough how there really is no limitation here. Quite frankly, whatever data you want to extract, go and find the instruments on the left-hand side that you want to throw against a table, and go and design yourself a table, if not use one that we've already built. If you want to go and analyze 5,000 funds, go and find 5,000 funds. If you want to analyze 25 models versus 25 multi-asset funds, just simply go and select it. The system will very rarely say that's not possible. So, as I said, I hope you found that useful. As ever, if you need any help with analytics, you've got Chat with an Expert in the bottom right-hand corner. You've also got a help desk under Contact Us, and you've got a training team and guides available under Training and Guides on the left-hand side.